And welcome back to Terrific Thursday with our good friend Terry Hay for Gulfstream Park on this day, another sunny, warm day down there in South Florida. One of the benefits of that climate. A lot of the country today snowed out. I know Aqueduct snowed out, Charlestown snowed out, Turfway Park snowed out, just snow everywhere. And then, of course, we wish the best for all the people in Southern California where things continue to burn out of control, apparently. Terry, what's the update out there?
Yeah, it's not good at all. I mean, there's just thousands of acres. There's 6 or 7 fires, and I think so far there's 5 deaths, and just over 1,000 buildings have been burned up. It's just it's terrible. It's the worst they've seen ever down there. So
I saw that they ran out of water or something, right?
yeah, they did, or either that, or they just haven't kept it maintained right so that it can work right. So they're going to figure that out and see what happens. So we'll see.
Yeah, well, whatever it is, to me, I am one. We're in the accountability business, right? That's the business you and I are in.
Yes.
And I feel like horse racing players are nowhere near as important as your governmental leadership, and yet they're not in the performance business, which is sad, of course.
Yep.
They should be held accountable more so than you and I should be. And you see people taking heat for bad picks online. I think a bad policy should take heat too. Anyhow, today, free picks today. One of the few tracks that's running, I think, is Mahoning Valley. It may or may not be running. I don't know.
Yeah, the first race is getting ready to go off there.
Okay, good. So it's the free track, a guaranteed tip sheet. Yeah, you got a 4 to 5 favorite in the opener on the top of the picks. You don't need us to tell you that, but you'll definitely need us to tell you who will finish behind it and the rest of the day's card. Today, our card will be at Gulfstream Park. Decent day yesterday. Terry had the opening pick 4. I had the late pick 4. Terry's best bet won. All the horses identified by me to win mostly did win, except for the 8 horse yesterday. I don't know. I ride with an unusually bad ride in that last race, but hey, yep. That happens sometimes. All right, let's talk about race number 1 at Gulfstream Park on this terrific Terry Thursday.
All right, it's in 1 mile and 16th, and it's on the turf, and it's a maiden race, $50,000 purse for state-bred maidens and fillies 3-year-olds.
Yes, and to win at 1 mile and a 16th in the grass, what you're looking for are horses that typically have the ability to be middle forward. The stalking types are usually the best. 19%, still a big number, wire to wire. There are no advantages for post position. We do 1,000 simulations here, Terry, to figure out who has the best chance to get the lead. And then based upon our projected pace, which horses are likely to get races that look a lot like their best performances. Take it away.
All right, if you can take a look here, you can see that the 1 and the 9 has the most speed, although almost all of them have some kind of speed. So that 9 and that 1 could go head-to-head along with the 5. And then the 2 has an overlay from 7-1 to 8-1. The 4 has an overlay from 3-1 to 20-1. 5's overlay is 4-1 to 8-1, and the 9's overlay is from 9-2 to 12-1. All of them show par plus numbers, and all but the 2 have C zones, especially that 8.
And anything over 50% is something that we appreciate. Our race shape, these horses want to be on the lead. These horses want to be in the middle. So far, they're pressure types. The 5 and the 9 so far. The NCs, they've not been within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. And the 2 horse here is making its first start. Early speed or being forward, usually a good way to break the maiden. You have 4 of them, right here, that are in the same zip code. I would imagine that the horse on the rail, Sweet Run, should get the edge since it's to the inside. At the end of the race, where many long races are won, you got Abundant Love and City Ta. They have the most late speed along with Golden Valley. Our top total pace, again, usually the top 4 horses produce about 70% of the winners. But here you see City Ta, the 9 horse, with a 10-point advantage over the rest of the field, not including what the 2 brings to the table in its first run today. Terry, what do you bring to the table as your first pick of the day?
I like 1 Sweet Run. She ran second in her last race, and she switches to high percentage winning jockey. And then I like the 6. She's high maintenance. Finished 3rd versus similar in her last race. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and Lasix is added. Number 8, Golden Valley, my third choice. She finished third versus similar in her last race. And Lasix and blinkers are added today. Then City Top, the 9. She has a dam who's got 4 winners from 5 starters and 1 turf winner. And she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I'm going to start off with like a different race, apparently. We only agree on 1 horse, right? Oh, 2, the 8, the 1 and the 9. Abundant Love, last time out, that's 7 horse. Top last race speed figure, 7 points better than anybody else's. 3 consecutive speed figure increases and a good chance to be a better horse. The second start after layoff, the 9 horse, City Top. Second race improvement, puts that one over the top, and it had the top total pace we saw in its debut, much better than the rest of the field. Number 5, Mo Harmony, was well bet in its debut. Better in the second career start. Does have 3 workouts in between with a bullet. And right now it looks like it is the favorite. And then your top pick is my log shot there, Terry. Sweet Run. Last time out, ran at this level and missed by just a little bit. So not much to do in terms of improvement needed today. When the show is over, as they make their way over to the grass, you can go over to horseracingtoday.net. There's a link for that wherever you find our content. And right there, you'll see Gulfstream Park Picks Live, except the date will be January the 9th. Click on that, and you'll see a replay of the show. It'll be right here. In the description on YouTube, every single race will be timestamped, so you can come back and watch each race at your convenience. And then you'll see Terry's comments along with my comments. And then while you're there, hit on that HRT gear link right there. Look at all the different hats that we have available, Terry, with the silk colors on there. You can't find them anywhere else. Of course, we have our See You in the Winter Circles trucker hat. You cannot get that anywhere else, or the Horse Racing Today football cap, you name it. You can also personalize them, too, to meet your stylistic needs, Mr. Terry.
That's right.
Yeah, indeed. All right, so they're loading for race number 1 at Gulfstream Park right now. And if it looks like if you're looking for some value, according to our odds, maybe that 4 horse at 29-1, we think it should be maybe as low as 3-1. One of the favorites in there. The 5 horse, definitely not getting much value in that one. Maybe the 9 horse. 9 horse is 10-1. We had it at 4-5. So a good perhaps race to bet here. I do have a trifecta box, the 1, 5, 7, and 9. That's part of my $100 budget. And then I'm going to swing for a pick 5, 7, 9, 2, 6, 1, 2, 6, 7, 1, 4, 6, and then the 6 horse. I think we can get some nice prices in that sequence and only put $16 to work. So it's what we will call around here, Terry, a hot dog pick 5.
That's absolutely correct.
So they're all lined up on the grass, sunny and beautiful. Maybe a little cool down there because a lot of people wearing long sleeves. And cool in Miami is probably, 70 degrees, Terry?
Yeah, I would think so, yeah.
You see people down there, it's like you come down from the north and you have on your shorts and a T-shirt. You see all the locals, they got like the parkas on with the squirrel there, and they got the hat on and the gloves. And like, what are you people doing? All right, as the race gets going, the 1 and the 9, as our statistics projected, are indeed the first horse is up to the front to take the lead early. The 1 on the rail, the 9 in a good stalking position, 2 wide as they go through the opening turn. Both of them holding the rail pretty tightly, so looks like they're in good form. I would say that they probably ran too fast. However, they ran 22.5 seconds. That's probably a bit on the fast side for the distance today. Behind them, you have the 2 horse, which is Starship Melody, and then the 6, She's Maintenance, high maintenance, aren't they all? Then in between horses, you got the 7. Then the 5, Mo Harmony, the favorite. The 8, Golden Valley, and in the back right now, but not all that far off the pace, is the 4 horse, Lady River Lily. They're going really fast, or the clock is really clicking quick, Terry, because the opening half mile was under 47 seconds, 46.7 seconds.
Wow.
That's too fast under any circumstances, I would say. Around the bend they come. Right now, the 1 horse continues to have the lead. It looks like the 2 and the 7. The 5 is coming perhaps the quickest, although the 5 horse, the 7 horse looks like it's going to be in the mix. Got the jump on the 5. The question is, can they run down that 1? Looks like the 2 of them are going to have a pretty good chance. The question is, which one of them is going to get to the wire first? It does look like the favorite's going to get to the wire. It's going to go 5. It's always the next horse when I do pick 3s, Terry, right?
Yeah.
It's going to go 5, 7, 1, and then looks like the 2 scampered in for second. So I missed out on the pick 5, but hopefully with my 50-cent trifecta box, I have enough money to make up and get my money back. I don't know, though, because those were 3 of your favorites in there.
Yep. Well, that one did pretty good job, really, with those fast fractions. Only got beat about 3 lengths. So
Yeah, so maybe speed holds up in there. That 5 did kind of run away with the race there at the end, right?
yeah.
I thought the 7 with the jump might be able to catch him and keep my pick 5 alive, but unfortunately not. There's still hopefully the trifecta pays for both bets. Race number 2. Well, let's see what kind of bets we have in mind for this one, Terry.
All right. Well, we're going to go to 5.5 furlongs on the all-weather track. It's a maiden claiming race, $17,500 claiming price. Purse is $27,000 for maidens, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
It's 5.5 furlong profile of a winner. Favors horses, as you can imagine, in these sprints that have a lot of gas when the gates open. 38% of the time, the horse that has the lead at the first call has the lead at the last call. Kind of like my days in the bar, Terry. First in, last out. I'm glad I stopped that. The rail position is fair. 2 and 3 get a discount. 4 and out, a bonus. The farther you are from the rail, the better off you are. So speed, particularly on the outside. Any Buffalo girls in race number 2, Terry, with a lot of wheels on the outside?
Well, the 7 does have some speed, but also the 1 and the 2. So we might have a fight to that quarter pole. And then that 3 has an overlay from 14 to 1 to 6 or to 20 to 1. And then the 7 has an overlay from even money to 10 to 1. All but the 3 and 5 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones. And the 1 and the 2 have really nice Q30s.
What's up with that 1 to 1 on 10 to 1? I know that they say that the odds maker, Peter Aiello, may be a little off on his numbers sometimes at Gulfstream Park, but I don't think he'd be off that far. Our race shape here for race number 2. Well, the 1, 6, and 7, they want to be up front. That's where you want to be. So far, the 2, 3, 4, and 5, not within 5 lengths of the winner. So who knows? Maybe that 7 does deserve some merit as something lower than 10 to 1. The early speed belongs to the 2, Not Guilty. So maybe today within 5 lengths. Did I Dazzle You? The 1 horse. Those 2 are about 2 lengths. Every 5 points in this column equals about 1 length. So those 2 are about 2 lengths quicker than everybody else at the go. They're both to the inside. Should have no problems getting forward. At the end of the race, however, they don't have much late speed between the 2 of them. The 6 and the 7 own the most of it, with the 6 being the one that's going to be more forwardly placed. Again, probably a length or so ahead of the 7. Our top total pace horse is the 6, the 7, followed by the 4, and then a little bit of a drop-off. So maybe the 4, 6, and 7 make up your exacta or trifecta. Do they make up any part of your picks?
Yeah, I like the 6 as my top pick. Boots on the Moon drops in class today. Her best all-weather speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then I like the 2, Not Guilty, drops in class today and her early running speed running style will help her chances. She could improve at the shorter distance, and she switches to a high percentage winning jockey. Farrell's favorite, that's 4. Third pick drops in class, has a high percentage winning trainer, wins 33% of the starts in a horse's first time in a maiden claiming race, and the blinkers are added today. And then the 1 is my long shot, Did I Dazzle You? She ran second versus similar her last start, and she can handle the distance. I'm going to start off with the Miami Vice Don Johnson pick 4. I'm going to use the 1, 2, 4, 6 with the 1, 2, 7 with the 1, 5 with the 3, 5, 6, 7, $48 ticket.
I think, I'm not 100% sure, Terry, but I think in race number 4, there is no 5. So you have the 1, 5. Who do you want to put there? 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the 5 is scratched in race number 4. Right?
In the 4th race, the 5 scratched. Yes, you're right.
So that's 2, 3, and 4. So
I'll take care of it.
All right, sounds good. For me in race number 2, I'm looking at the 6 horse. Well, we got the same 3 in the trifecta there. So I'd imagine that most handicappers are going to come in some order of 2, 4, and 6. But the 6 horse did show some better early pace along with faster fractions in the first half mile last out today. A little bit of a small drop in class. Maybe that is the difference maker. Not Guilty, the 2 horse, does have that Q30 score of 40. meaning it has 40% of the query points, along with the 1. Anybody with a rating above 30 merits your attention. And along with the 6 horse, the 2 horse Not Guilty is the only one in the race that has a par race on its resume. Number 4, Pharaoh's Favorite. It is the morning line favorite. It is a class dropper and really a good shot to be better in the second career start, although the math says it's borderline that it can get above par for this level. And then finally, the 7 horse. Hey, with that overlay, that simulation favorite, I decided to look, why is it 10-1? What happened in that last start? Well, last time out, I had a really wide trip and difficult path to the winner's circle. Today, cutting back in distance could help, along with a better trip. I'm going to do a pick 4. My guess is you should just take the 7 and forget the rest, because that's how it always works. But I'm going to go 2, 4, 6 with the 1, 2, 6, 7 with the 1, 3, 4, 7. And then I'm going to close out with the 5 and the 6 on the back end of my pick 4. And again, yesterday we had both of them. Terry with the first one, I think paid what, $280, something like that.
Yeah, yours paid $400 some odd dollars. So pretty nice one.
Pretty good day. So I mean, if you bet both of our pick 4s, was at most $200, and you got back pretty close to $700-800. That ain't bad. I'll take that on any given day.
It's really good, yeah.
You should tell your friends, if you ain't watching Terry and Rich, you ain't winning. All right. And then race number 3, as I just jinxed us for the rest of 2025. What's going on there?
Give her to stretch out to 1 mile and 16th. It's an all-weather track, claiming $17,500 claiming price, purse $28,000 for 4-year-olds and upwards, which have never won 3 races.
Yeah, $1.16 on the Topeka course. Well, we just saw, that was on the turf course, but on the all-weather course, tactical speed, 23%, as I mentioned yesterday. There is only 123. That's Michael Jordan. They go wire to wire. Inside is better than outside. So tactical speed on the inside for race number 3, Terry, is the most advantageous, but it looks like the speed is middle out.
Yeah, well, we've got the speed at the 5 and the 6. And then, are we on the right race here?
Yep, race number 3.
Is it? Okay. Because I'm confused a little bit here. Yeah, you're right. Okay, let me get back to this here. Okay, we have outside horses 5 and 6 show the most speed, but the 6 has more speed than any of them. And he's actually should get that quarter pole first. And then the 1 has an overlay from 3 to 2 to 3 to 1. And the 3 has an overlay from 10-1 to 20-1. And then all of them show par plus numbers, and all but the 5 show C zones.
Par plus, in case you're new and you're kind of wondering, what in the hell are they talking about? Well, we do our 1,000 simulations, and we look to see how many times in that simulation. So in this case, 1,000, so 495 times Winooski ran or produced in our simulations a speed figure of at least 82. That's it, according to Brisnet. So that's what par plus equates to, folks. We also, again, we do like to do trip handicapping. There are no true front runners in the E or the EP position. So these are pilots. These are pilots and co-pilots. Co-pilots here. PCs can ride anywhere, really, on the plane. I call them the flight attendants because they can be front, middle, or back. And then you got your closers here, the folks that want the cheap seats just to get from A to B. But they do try to sneak up front now and then, looking for an upgrade. We talked about the horses that aren't within 5 lengths of the winner at the finish line. And, of course, first-time starters. When I see a shape like this where everybody's middle back, give me a little bit of speed, and I think your chances are improved. Royal Quality looks like that one is likely to be your pace setter. About a length quicker than the 5 Selecto. Those are the 2 we saw in the simulations as well. The other horse that has similar speed is to the outside of those 2. The 1 horse, not really quick enough unless it runs too hard early on to keep pace. So I would expect the 5 and the 6 to get out front. The end of the race, Speed Control, along with the 7. Now that one we said will be in the early mix too. And then the 1. They have about a length and a half more late speed than the rest of the field. I would imagine you'd see many of those horses in the top 3. There you go. Again, top 4, usually about 7 out of 10 winners come from that group right there, Terry. About 7 out of 10 winners come from your group too. What's your group listed up?
I like the 1 Winooski. He finished in the money in 4 of the last 5 races. Won 2 of those starts. His best all-weather speed, is fastest among today's starters, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Lots of boxes marked off. And then number 2, Speed Control, ran second versus similar in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 25% of the starts in claiming races, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. Remington, the 7, my third choice, has finished in the money in 9 out of his last 10 races, winning 2 of those starts, and he has a high percentage winning jockey. I like the 4 as my long shot. He likes Parks Racing, been in the money 50% of the time, winning 13% of the starts, and at today's distance, been in the money 64% of the time, winning 18% of the starts. No additional bets for me here.
Yes, I have the 2. We have the same 3 again, just in a little different order. Speed Control, that one's going to get the top call for me. Consistent on all weather, just missed at this level last out. The 1 horse, Winooski, probably most consistent performer, usually producing races that would win at this level. Number 7, Remington, that one has the best races so far of its career have been on synthetic. And last time out ran better fractions despite going longer. And then the 6 horse, Royal Quality, very likely to be your pace setter with 23% of the time you get to the lead, you can hold on. So if it goes off at more than 4-1, might be a probability bet right there. It's also going to go long for the very first time in its career. That's a really strong alpha angle for trainer Martin Drexler, who wins that number 40% of the time, Terry. And I think that was 8 out of 20 races. So a big enough data set to say, hey, that's something to pay attention to. No additional bets for me there as well. We have our boy Tafum today. How are you? You earned a lot of money yesterday. Thank you very much for that. Terry's best bet, please. Terry, I'll share that with you in just a moment. I'm sure you could type that down in the comments. If, like Jose or Tafum, you have questions, comments, you have picks that you like today somewhere in the world, let us know about them. We greatly appreciate the interactivity. It also boosts our search engine scores. So when people Google or search online, whether YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, wherever it is that you get your information, and they search for horse racing, the more interactivity we have, the more likely our show will pop up for people to see. And also, if you're watching on Twitter, retweet right now so the folks that are looking for horse racing as we speak will find the show as well. Race 4, Terry, is what they'll see if indeed they do join us right now. And what's the conditions for this one?
Well, we're going to shorten it up a little bit to the 5 furlong distance on an all-weather track. Purse 94,000 for maidens, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
5 furlong profile of an all-weather synthetic winner, Speed, baby. 40% of the time. The horse that turns on the jets and has the lead early on also has the one-way ticket into the winner's circle. A little bit of a rail bonus for Bal Damar. 2 through 7, a small discount. The best place to be is with that pink 8 or higher. Once again, Terry, in race number 4, we're looking for some Buffalo girls on the outside with Speed, but it looks like a very competitive start to this one.
It is. They all show speed, and it's anyone's guess because all of them are pretty close in speed, except for that outside horse. The 2 has an overlay from 9-5 to 20-1. Very nice. The 3 has got an overlay from 5-1 to 6-1. The 4 has an overlay from 9-2 to 5-1, and the 6 has an overlay from 17-1 to 20-1. All but the 4 and 6 have par plus numbers, and all show C zones, and the 1 has a nice Q30.
Yeah, I'm really concerned about that Grieve and Star, the 9-5. I cannot tell you how many. Look at it. It has the best par plus score, so most likely to produce a par race. It's from 20-1 to 9-5, and it's strikingly absent from both of our picks, which could be concerning. In the 4th race, pretty balanced race. The 1 and 3 want to be on the lead. The 6 and the 7, they want to pressure. The 4 wants to close. Maybe the reason we don't have the 2 in there is because so far he's not sniffed the winner's circle. The 4 horse, Mac Tamor, the closer, Terry. Ooh, with some early speed. You know how much I like those left arrow horses, Terry.
Yep.
Yes, indeed. But a very competitive start here. Most of the horses within 2 lengths, so don't get bumped. Don't get forced wide. Get good positioning early on will be key. The 7, Carnane, has the most late speed. Again, pretty competitive in here, except for maybe the 6 and the 3. Your top total pace horses, once again, Mac Tamor, That's that left arrow horse, Terry, with a 7-point total pace advantage over the rest. It's about a length and a half. That's right. This 4-horse is your winner, Terry. What do you think?
Well, I like the one Baldemar. She's has an early speed running style that'll help her chances. So the shorter distance will be a plus. Her best all-weather speed is fast among these stirs. She's tied with another, and she has a bullet workout on January 3rd. And then the 3 has Hedge My Bet as my second choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and she can improve while returning to a sprint. The 7's my third choice, finished third in the last race, finished third in the race before her last start, and she has a high percentage winning trainer, and blinkers are added. Mac Demore is the 4, and my long shot. She did not finish in her last race, but has been steadily working out to return to the races, and she has a high percentage winning jockey. No additional bets for me here.
I have the 1-horse Baldemar as my top choice too. Terry, we have a lot of similar thoughts today. Only horse in the race with the par race on the resume. We know that it can get to the winner's circle. Crazy fast workouts. I think like 44 or something like that, 4 furlongs. I mean, did they put a jetpack on that horse or just the clocker wrong? I don't know. Number 4, Mac Demore, you mentioned that it didn't finish its last race. It didn't finish. Think about that, Terry. Didn't finish its last race and still has a top total pace, 7 points ahead of everybody else. That's probably more than 7. Hedge My Bet, the 3-horse, your second choice, my third choice, maybe the most upside, only the 3rd career start, and perhaps the surface switch to the first time on the synthetic could be a wake-up call. And then finally, the 7-horse Carnine, better early fractions in the last race, so should scoot up a little bit closer to the front today. Has the top Z-zone, the only one above 50%, so should really dig the way this race plays out. And with that most late speed in the race, could sit comfortably right in that 3rd or 4th stalking position. Maybe the speed goes a little too fast early and then closes out the horses at the end. Hey, Scary, good to see you again. Number 6, Dial Home, is my long shot of the day. Only synthetic race at Turfway Park. Wasn't that bad. 20-1 should get a nice stalking trip. What about the 2-horse there, Mr. Scary Creations, with that 9-5 simulation odds? That works out pretty good. And then Terry best bet so Terry put his best bet up already. Race number 8, number 4, Gate to Wire, which brings up a little bit of a debate, Terry, that I've seen online. People getting heated over the most stupid things, but sometimes you want to get involved in those stupid arguments. Is it Gate to Wire or is it Wire to Wire, Terry, or doesn't it matter?
I think it's Gate to Wire.
So you're going to go right there, huh?
Yeah.
Hope you guys are both well, lads. Good holidays to you too. Hopefully you played along with us yesterday out there in England. Isn't it fun, Terry? We got people from all over the world joining us. Horse racing, bringing people from all different backgrounds together because we're all interested in the same thing, baby. A little bit of ching with the winning horse. Nothing better like when you're at the track. Wouldn't you say, Terry? You're sitting there at the finish wire and you watch your horse take the lead and it's like boom, 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 boom. And you just see its head pop in front of the other one and you're like, yeah. I'm smarter than everybody else here.
Well, at least one race you are.
That's right. For 5 minutes, right?
Yeah.
Got to have that a little bit of I don't know what you call it, but a little bump in life. So a dopamine rush. We'll go with that.
Yeah.
Race 5 is the middle race of today's card. And the 9 races that we have today, Terry, they're going to go to the dirt. Where usually speed wins. What are the conditions to get into this one?
Well, it's a 6 furlong race, and it's a claiming race. $35,000 claiming price. Purse $41,000 is for 4-year-olds and upward, which have never won 2 races.
And usually the speedsters do great on that dirt course down at Gulfstream. That's why so many people were upset when they put in the Tapeta course. But anyway, about 40%, 4 out of 10 get the lead, keep the lead, never see the backside of another horse. Being inside is better than being outside, particularly the inside 3. 4 through 7, really no deal breakers in those post positions, boy. But if you're on that outside 8 and out, that's a tough spot to beat, Terry. So show me some inside speed in the Keystone race, and you might have a winner.
Yeah, they all have speed, but look at that 4-horse. That 4-horse has more speed than anything else, so it should get to that quarter pole if it gets a good break. The 5 is got an overlay from 2 to 1, 4 to 1. The 7's overlay is from 5 to 2 to 7 to 2. And then all but the 2 and 4 have par plus numbers, and all of them have C zones, and the 7 has a nice Q30.
So the Q30, real quick, just to kind of fill you in on what that means. James Quirin has something called Quirin points, and it's a measurement. They get 1 point if they're in the front 3 or on the lead, and you can get up to 9 points. So when you sum up the total of Quirin points for this race, any horse that has 30 of them or 30% or more of them are horses, he says, you can bet blindly because they generate a positive return on investment, which is the goal of every horse player. Race shape for the 5th race today, we see, the 4 horses low knee. That's usually pretty good. Everybody else middle back. That low knee is elusive. It's like trying to find a nugget of gold out there in Terry's land, California. Rathmore, that low knee should be on the lead, but he's going to get some company from Cools On. Everybody else about a length behind. So 4 and 7 should be able to go out to the lead, the 4 being the inside of the 2, most likely to set the tone early. At the end of the race, Awesome Beast won't be too far off the lead. Does have some late speed, but the 3 and 5, again, in that mix, big drop off from there. Your top total pace horses in this one are the 6 and the 5. They're about a length quicker than everybody else. So maybe, Terry, you single around make your bets around the 6 and the 5 and see what you add after that. What did you do?
All right. Well, I actually like, if I can get to my thing here, I like that 6 Awesome Beast. One is debut race at the Gulfstream Park. Best start speed is fast among today's starters. Got a good workout, 4 furlongs on January 3rd. Then the 7 Kulazan is finished in the money in 2 of his last 3 races, switches to a high percentage winning trainer, wins 25% of the starts in claiming races. Then I like the 3 as my 3rd choice, finished in the money in his last 3 races, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 5 is my long shot, Black Fury. He ran 2nd in an all-weather surface and in his last race, and he has a high percentage winning trainer. No additional bets here for me.
So I'm going to start with the 6 horse 2. Again, a lot of commonality in our selections today. Awesome Beast, top last race speed figure, was 4 points clear of everybody else. That was its debut. In the 2nd race, any improvement puts him over the top, and it's a potential stakes type horse if it can max out that upside potential. Real quick, Terry, we've been working on this. I promise you folks, I'm not that far off. Was talking to a friend yesterday extensively about being able to produce these sheets mass scale so that they're actually readable and not too small. But you see here, the 6 horse in the 2nd race, par ability, has the potential to go into triple digits, potential speed number of 101. If that's the case there, folks, that's a horse that has stakes level ability. And I wouldn't be surprised if this one wins this race to see the next one a low-level stakes race for Awesome Beast. Number 5, Black Fury, most upside in the race, at least on its resume so far. And the trainer in here, when he puts a horse into claiming races, Terry, you know how often he wins?
Yeah, every time.
Just about 10 out of 19. That's a hell of a number.
Yeah.
Number 3, Ekataki King. If that's a Katati King, I have no idea. But in any case, this one has some very good workouts, prepping, and consistently performs well enough to win at this level. And finally, the 7 horse Cools On, another with good works prepping. It's coming off the sideline record, though, Terry, unfortunately, is only 50-50. If you have the money to come into this race, I might consider buying that 6 horse for $35,000 because, as I mentioned, if it does have that ability to pop into triple digits, the kind of horse that you can, enter into stakes company and make all that money back and then more. So, Terry, break out your wallet. Let's head on down to Gulfstream and put in a claim.
All right.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, let's go to race number 6 real quick. We got 3 minutes, which is really 5 minutes in Miami time to do race number 6. So let's get cracking.
Stretching out to a mile and 16th, all-weather track again, optional claiming race, $35,000 claiming price. If you elect to put your horse in there to possibly be claimed. Purse $38,000, and it's for fillies, 3-year-olds, which have started for a claiming price of $35,000 or less, which have never won a race other than a maiden or a claiming price of $35,000.
So $1.16 on the Tapeta. Whoops, that's the wrong thing right there, Terry. I'm looking for this thing. $1.16 on the Tapeta. All-weather tactical speed. Again, as I mentioned, there's only 123. That's the number or the percentage that goes wire to wire. inside better than outside in this optional claiming race, Terry? Is there any inside speed that we should be focused on?
Well, not really. That 6 has the most speed there, and it's got a lot of speed compared to everybody else. And so I think that 6, as long as it gets out cleanly, should get to that quarter pole first. The 2 has an overlay of 7-2 to 15-1. All but the 3 and 6 have par plus numbers, and all of them show C zones.
Yes, indeedy. Our trip handicapping for the 7th race today, or the 6th race, the beginning of late pick 4. Look at this, Terry. Aloni over here, the 8 to PC type. Everybody else wants to close. So again, this is a shape that should favor horses that are middle forward. Mi Vida, that one is going to be your pace setter there, Terry. It is a left arrow horse. It's 2 lengths faster than everybody else. That's a lot. So might not have to run that fast to fractions. Maybe can hold a little bit for the stretch since it looks like its late legs are weary. Bellavino or Bellavinino, whatever. Pocket pair, and the beach goes on. Those 3 with the most late speed are top 4 in what looks like a very competitive spot. The 4, 6, 7, and 8. Terry, who are your top 4?
Well, I like the 8, Miss Mary Nell. She won her last race at Gulfstream Park. Her best all-weather speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer whose horses win 26% of the all-weather surface races he has a horse running in, and she has a high percentage, has a good workout on December 31st. The 7 pocket pair is my second choice. Finished 3rd versus similar to her last race. She won the previous start, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 1 is my 3rd choice, won her last race at Gulfstream Park, has a high percentage winning trainer and switches to a high percentage winning jockey. 3, the beach goes on, is my long shot, won her last race at Gulfstream Park, and she has a high percentage winning trainer. I'm going to play a 50-cent pick 4, and I believe that this is a wide open race. I'm going to use the 1, 3, 5, 6, 7, and 8 with the 1, 4, 5, 7. I'm going to single the 4 and then finish up with the 1, 2, 5, 8 $48 ticket.
Miss Mary Nell, the beginning of my picks here, Terry. She had the top last race speed figure. It was 3 points better. Has the most back class in the field, catching a weight break. And the synthetic is the right surface for Miss Melly. The 4 horse, Bellavinino, indeed the early favorite. 100% par plus. That's not true. But this horse has been squaring up versus better. And she takes to the all-weather is the big question. It's the 3rd race after a layoff. But the first time the horse is going to try the synthetic stuff. The 7 horse, Pocket Pair. Brief resume says to expect more than a length improvement in the 2nd start after a layoff. And then finally, I'm going to go with a long shot in here. Mi Traguina, 15-1. Look at that simulation odds, 7-2, Terry, 38% par plus in there. Tough trip last out versus many of the horses in here. Was actually one of the betting favorites, was way wide. So maybe today an inside post position in the better trip might give us some indication why that horse was 5-2 versus many of these. My pick 4 is 2, 4, 7, 8, 1, 3, 5, 7, 4, 5, 7, 5, 8. It is a $48 ticket. I should rewind to the last race. I'm putting 15 to win, 10 to place on the 6. I'm going to do a $2 pick 3, 6 with the 8, with the 1, 3, 5, 7, and then a $5 double, 6 and 8 in race number 5. Excuse me. So in race number 2 right now, Terry, as they're lining up, the 7 horse is going to be an overlay, yeah, because it's 10-1. It's down to 5-1. So you're still getting better odds than you should. It looks like you're getting anywhere else. The 3 horse, yeah, but it's a long shot in there. The 4 horse, maybe not. So really the best value in this race betting-wise is the 7, and it's one that we both left out of our pick 4s, Mr. Terry. The 2 and the 6 are your betting favorites, with the 4 in there in 3rd place. Let's see how this race plays out.
All right.
Terry has the 1, 2, 4, 6, and 7 to start his pick 4, and I have the 2, 4, and 6. So the 1 horse being the only one that's different. 2 horse, 9-5 right now. If you're going to bet the horse with the best chance to get to the lead, that would be the 2 horse. Not guilty. But the 7 horse and the 1 horse should absolutely keep that one company. Our good friend Pete Aiello about to let us know what's happening in the maiden claiming 17,500. I was watching some stuff on YouTube yesterday and people showing all of the races at parks, and I don't know how they get away with that, to be honest with you.
I don't
The
either.
6-horse, Boots on the Moon, really shot out like it's going to head to the moon. That one is on the front right now. Pretty easy lead, I would say. The 2-horse, which was also supposed to participate, kind of got off to a sluggish start. The 1-horse right now on the rails, kind of running a little bit wobbly, but he's got himself squared away. The 6-horse on the lead. The 1-horse, along with the 7-horse, there's that one that I didn't put in my pick 4. That's, of course, going to challenge. They ran 23 3/4 of a second. That's not all that fast for a shorter race. So those two should be able to maintain their front runner status. 6-horse does have the inside. He does have the rail. The 7-horse is creeping up alongside. The two of them are going to get after it. I wonder if the 7 is going to pass up my 6 or not, although the 2-horse is rattling on its way home. It does look like this race is going to come down to the 6 or the 2-horse. I think the 6 getting that jump on the 2 at the start and the sluggish start for the 2 makes it difficult. So it's going to go 6 as your winner, our top pick for both of us. The 2, then the 7, then the 4. 6, 2, 7, 4. Superfecta, pick 4 starting for the both of us, Terry. We're off and running to a hot day in beautiful southern Florida.
We sure are.
So we have what, race number 7 now?
Yep, that's it.
Speaking of that's it, tomorrow Terry and I are off. We'll be back next Monday and Tuesday for Parks, Wednesday and Thursday most likely for Gulfstream. So we prep for the Pegasus, again, over at Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Free picks today for Mahoning Valley. There's a link in the description or wherever you find our content, so you can head on over there. They'll know where you came from. You also see the Pegasus is an upcoming wager guide where we will include a lot of the data that you see here on the show today. There's more to it as well, as I showed you in that Excel sheet. And then when show's over, Guaranteed Tip Sheet, head on over to horseracingtoday.net. You'll see a replay of the show. Be right on the homepage there. You click on the link. It'll take you to the replay, Terry's comments, my comments. Again, while you're there, head on over to HRT Gear in the menu. Get yourself a wonderful Horse Racing Today hat to support the show. Some of you had mentioned you wish we were on every day. We would be on all day, every day, if we actually made some money from what we're doing here.
Yeah, be nice.
Yes. Happy New Year to you, Christopher D'Souza. Good to see you, my friend. I hope you had a wonderful, safe holiday. Obviously, you're with us today, so that's a blessing, no matter how you look at it, considering what's going on in different parts of the country today. Race number 7, Terry. 3 races to go. Another part of our maiden festival that continues from yesterday.
Yep, and it's a turf race, 1 mile and 3/8. It's a 90 maiden race for a 90 purse of 94,000, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
So at 1 mile and 3/8 on that turf course, they really haven't run a lot of them. They run 5 of them so far. They've all been won by closers. None of them have been a wire-to-wire type. None of them have won from the rail. So Missoula is going to have some work to do to break that jinx. 2 and 3, they get a little bit of a bonus. 4 through 7, almost fair in the limited number of races. 8 and out so far has been the best place to be. But again, only a handful of races, so you can't put a whole lot of weight into that. Even though there's only been a handful of races at that distance, we still do 1,000 simulations, Terry. And according to the simulations, speed might not be the way, but boy, it looks like a lot of them are going to get after it.
That's right. It's a really wide open race as far as speed goes, and so it's an anyone's guess race. The 3 has an overlay 5 to 1 to 6 to 1. The 5 has an overlay from 9 to 5 to 7 to 2, and then all but the 2, 4, and 6 have par plus numbers. All of them have C zones, and the 1 has a really nice 41% Q30.
Yeah, that's a pretty high number there for that 1 horse, and that should be one of the horses that's out on the lead. You see there from the stimulation for the quarter-mile marker or the first call. Race 7, our race shape. Well, the 1 is a Loney, Missoula. The 2 is a pressure horse. These are your closers in a distance and surface where closers win. The 6 horse so far, Princess Buttercup, hasn't been anywhere near the winner's circle. Just kind of glances in as she walks on by back to the paddock. Selfless, the 3 horse, and one of those left arrow horses. The 1 and the 2. Looks like the 1 horse probably gets the jump on the 3 because the 3 doesn't need to lead to win. Late speed belongs to Silvology. That one's about 3/4 of a length faster than weighted average, but you do have a bunch of horses here that are in the same zip code. Our top 4 total pace horses. Selfless is your top scorer. Silvology, weighted averages, so the odd number of horses, toss in the 2 maybe, or the 1. Maybe just take the top, I'll take the odd number of horses and put them in a superfecta and trifecta box. Terry, what do you say?
All right. Well, I like in this race the number 7 weighted average. She ran second versus similar in her last race at Aqueduct, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 5 is my second choice. Her best turf speed is fast among today's starters. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. The 1, Missoula, is my third choice. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and her best turf speed is fastest than the average winning speed. Number 4, Mission of Hope, long shot, has a high percentage winning trainer, switches a high percentage winning jockey, and blinkers are added. No additional bets in here for me.
I'm going to start with the 5, El Cinco Silvology. I keep pressing the wrong damn button. Forgive me, folks. Silvology, this one will be closing at the end. Again, closers have won 5 out of 5 races so far. Tends to run her best off the bench. That's the case today. Does have the most late speed. And really, this field should be middle pack. Selfless, the 3 horse. That one may be the most upside. Making the 3rd career start. Finally healthy horse. Making the 2nd start in a row for the first time. And I believe, if memory serves, that's for a horse that's 4 years old, 5 years old. So this horse is maybe finally healthy. That's an angle that I have found to be very useful. You usually get pretty good odds on those. Missoula does have that high Q30 score, is the lone E in the race. Should be forward, should be exactly where it wants to be. The question is, will it have the legs at the end of the race to perhaps break that O for 5 at the distance? And then finally, weighted average, your top pick, Terry. It's another one like my 5 horse at the top. That'll be closing aggressively at the end of the race. And 4 starts so far, in 3 of them, with a little bit of racing luck, might have already graduated. No bets for me as we go to the first leg of the late daily double. It looks like Terry's best bet about to make its way to the screen too. So what are they racing for to get the honor of your best bet, Terry?
Okay, we're going to go for 5 furlongs, all-weather track again, an optional claiming race, $75,000 claiming price. Purse is $96,000, and it's for 3-year-olds which have never won $20,000 once, other than a maiden claiming starter or restricted, or which have never won 2 races, or a claiming price of $75,000.
As we mentioned before, on that Topeka course, the all-weather for that short sprint at 5 furlongs, 40%, a big number. A lot of them get to the front and win. Just from a probability standpoint, if you get better than 3-2 odds and you're pretty good at identifying which horse is going to get to the lead, that's a good horse to bet because you're getting more than you should. There is a rail bonus for Torches Pass, 2 through 7, a small discount. Again, surprisingly, even for the short race being outside, it's the best place to be. So do any of these outside horses have speed, Terry?
Well, it's another one of these races where all of them show speed. So another one, anyone's guess, because there's 3 or 4 of them that are really close in percentage. And then 3 has an overlay from 3-2 to 6-1. The 3, 5, 1, and 6 have par plus numbers, and all of them show seasons.
Are we in race number 8 or 7? 8, right? Yeah, I got to change this down here so when people join us later on, it accurately reflects what we are discussing. In race number 8, well, most of these horses want to be middle forward. Again, not shocking. The 1 horse, the lone PC type, those horses are always dangerous because if this group goes too slow, the 1 horse can say, okay, I'm going to giddy up and go, force the issue. And if they go too fast, can sit right behind them and usually has the late race ability to get the job done. The 2 horse, too, is kind of crossing its fingers that they all go too fast. The beginning of the race, the 5 horse, Turbulent Force, bound for trouble, gate to wire. They're going to be up there trying to make that gate to wire trip. Looks like maybe the 6 horse, Happy Flyer, might be the odd horse out in that group. Late speed belongs to Back 'em Up, the pressure horse, along with Bound for Trouble. So that front runner also has some late legs in there. Terry, our top total pace horse, not surprisingly, is the Bound for Trouble. About 3/4 of a length better than your best bet. But if you look here, Terry, you got 5 horses all within 6 points of each other. It's a very competitive race where position will matter. And you think when it's all said and done, the 4 will have the position everyone wants. And that's the winner.
Yeah, I do. This horse competed in the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, but had trouble and finished a disappointing 10th. He takes a large drop in class today, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Then the 2 into Diamonds ran second versus Tougher in his last race as the favorite, but has a high percentage winning trainer. This trainer wins 26% of the races when bringing a beaten favorite back to race again, and he has a high percentage winning jockey and a 4 furlong workout on January 2nd that was pretty good. And then the 5 is my third choice. One is debut race at Gulfstream Park, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. And then the 3, Back Him Up, is my long shot. He has finished in the money in all of his 4 career races, winning one of the starts, and he has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. I'm going to bet $20 to win on number 4, a $5 exacta key box 4 with the 2, 3, 5, a $10 exacta 4 on top with the 2, 3, 5, and a $5 daily double 4 with the 1, 2, 5, and 8. That's it.
I'm going to start with the 5 horse, Terry. Hope I don't jinx you in here. Turbulent Force, the upper end of its second race, speed figure improvement, and this horse is a easy winner. Number 7, Bound for Trouble. This horse has some speed, like many horses, getting first-time Lasix. It's usually a winning combo. Here's your horse, Gate to Wire. Definitely faced better in 2 of its 3 races. Terry, you did mention that it ran in the Breeders' Cup in the last race before heading to the sidelines. And before that, it ran in a grade 3. So absolutely facing some tougher competition. You mentioned that it's dropping in class, Terry. I'm going to show in our upcoming data sheets as soon as Rich can figure out how in the heck to go about getting it so it's viewable. This one's actually moving down 7 points, so almost 2 lengths easier today than what it got in the Breeders' Cup. And you're only going to be able to get that here, folks. And just if someone knows how to help me design the output so it's actually legible and not too tiny for people like Terry and I that have these big, giant, thick glasses to read things, let me know. I would greatly appreciate that. My final pick in the 8th race is going to be horse number 1. The torch is passed. It's won 2 horse races in a row after flipping back to the all-weather, debuted on all-weather 2 and finished second by a comfortable margin behind the winner, but still looks like one of those horses that prefers the Topeka course. One final note before we move on to race number 9, the last race of the week. Tom's not feeling well. There will not be a Foreign Friday tomorrow, so the next time you see any of these beautiful faces will be on Monday when Terry and I return for Parks. And make sure you don't miss that, Terry. There's only one thing you need to do, and it doesn't cost you anything, and you can be done with it in about a click of a mouse.
Well, you just need to subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the little bell so you're notified about all the programs. Copy the link down below, share it with everybody you know so you can come and check us out. Go to our social sites such as Instagram, Blue Sky, Facebook, TikTok, Threads at Horse Race the number 2 day, and give us thumbs up and likes. It really helps us out, gets us more tools to help you out. And then keep those comments coming in the picks that you do during the show, like Scary Creations and Christopher D'Souza, who likes some horses in that 7th race. And go ahead and give us those comments and picks, because that helps with the algorithms.
Christopher D'Souza, he likes the 1 horse in race number 7 with the 1, 2, and 7. Scary Creations, I read, went wire to wire in a 1.5 mile turf race. Can be done. Likes the 2 horse, last race against the weighted average. Don't lose by much, 4 times the price. Adding blinkers. I think that's what in race number 7 was that? Which one was the mile and change one, Terry? Let's look and see. The mile and change, yes, was indeed race number 7. So keep an eye on that. Christopher D'Souza, as always, coming in to blow up our pick 4s, and we greatly appreciate that. The bombs in there. Y'all dope. Thank you. Got to follow on my platforms. Thank you. We appreciate being dope, being hip today. Race 8. Woo! Christopher D'Souza coming out of the box flying with the $40 to win on the 2 into Diamonds. Him and Terry, some similar thoughts. That one's off my book. Once again, Christopher throwing a grenade right into my pick 4. Greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right. Race number 9 is the last race of the day, Terry. Hopefully Christopher D'Souza doesn't have any more grenades to throw into my selections. I'm sure he does. What's happening in this one?
Well, it's a 7 furlong race, a maiden race, $94,000 purse, and it's for maidens, fillies, and mares, 4-year-olds and upward.
So there's some old horses in this one that haven't found the winner's circle as of yet. That quirky 7 furlong distance, is it a sprout? A sprout. That's probably what they should be. They're half sprout, half runt, sprint, half runt. So they're sprout races. What they do favor, though, however, are horses that do have some early speed. A quarter of them, 1 out of 4, get to the quarter-mile marker first, get to the finish line first. They turn left and smile at the winner's circle. You do have an outside to inside post position bias, Terry. So if anybody on the outside has speed, they got a good shot. Terry, it looks like there's one that fits that description.
Absolutely. That 8 shows a lot of speed on that outside, but that 3 may have something to say about it when they come out of that gate. The 5 has an overlay from 6 to 5 to 7 to 2, and the 9 has an overlay from 9 to 1 to 15 to 1. 5, 8, 2, 9, and 1 have par plus numbers, and all but the 1 and 4 have C zones. And look at that number 8 with that 55% Q30.
It's got the 55 Q30, going to be your pace setter, one of the top C zone horses. Yeah, odds are pretty fair in there. Race 5, be like 20 to win on the 6, 10 to place. I agree in race number 5. All right, hopefully that happens indeed. Rumor has it right now, Terry, looking like the horse on the simulation, the one to beat. Really no true front runner up in here. 2, 3, and 8, one of pressure. 4, 5, and 6. Maybe the 1, 7, or 9 will take charge early on. Looks like the 8 horse, rumor has it, pressure horse, along with Neat Trick, the 2 horse. So the pressure horses, maybe the Secret Revenge, but those 2 are much quicker than everybody else when the gates open. At the end of the race, rumor has it, Terry, that's the wrong button, annulled the 1 horse, the most late speed would save time. Here's your trouble. And then the 8 horse, your top 4 total late pace horses. That means the 8 horse, that's where I was getting to, is the top total pace horse. That one is a length and a half better than everybody else. As my good friend and our good friend Chris Parmalu, Racer X on Twitter, good follow for sure. If he's correct and pace makes race, rumor has this one, Terry.
All right. Well, I like the 8. Rumors have it. She ran second in her debut race as a favorite, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey. Annulled, the 1 is my second choice, finished third in her last race, and she has a high percentage winning trainer and switches a high percentage winning jockey. Save time, the 5 ran second versus similar in her last race. Her best start speed is fast among today's starters, has a high percent winning trainer and jockey, marks a lot of boxes off. The 2, my long shot, Neat Trick. She has a high percentage winning trainer and jockey, and her early speed running style will help her chances. I don't have any more money left, so no additional bets for me here.
So this 8 horse, rumor has it, top last race speed figure in this debut, 4 points better than everybody else. Running the top last race speed figure in your maiden race by 3 points or more, Andrew Beyer says that's a winning angle. Running the top last race speed figure and winning your maiden, Barry Meadows says that's an alpha angle, wins at more than 15%. Having the top total pace, we know by 7 points, that works out pretty well. We also know horses, the best chance to improve the most amount is in that second race. Lots of check marks is in those boxes. Number 5, Save Time. That one has the most upside in the race based upon its resume right now. It is our simulation favorite at 6 to 5. It is our par plus favorite in there as well. This one has run well when it's had some time on the sidelines like now. Decent workouts getting ready for its return. Number 2, Neat Trick. Going to be forward. Another that has a lot of good workouts getting ready for today. And then finally, here's your trouble, the 4 horse. That guy was off for more than a year. And in that return race, the horse had all kinds of problems. It was bumped. It was checked. It went wide. It's going to get a better trip today, folks. 8, 5, 2, and 4. I have $24 left. I had to spend every single dollar. 15 to win, 9 to place. I hope that adds up to 24, Terry, on that 8 horse.
Okay.
I think it does. Let me get my math right. There you go. Christopher D'Souza going to blow up everything with that 2 horse. At least I have it that time. Neat Trick. So with the 1 and the 8. Thank you, Christopher, not completely derailing everything I spent so much time working on. Here are our picks, full picks for today. Again, if you're watching on Twitter, kindly do us a favor. If you haven't done so already, hit the follow us button on Twitter and then retweet our show, comment, let us know what your thoughts are. If you have any suggestions, ways that we can improve the show. Hey, if you want to give us a big FU, we're all right with that too. We're open to any kind of commentary. Just let us know how to get better. Criticism is only good if there is some additional advice on how to improve it, your view. Race number 1 was won by which horse, Terry? The 5 horse?
Number 5.
The race number 2 was won by the 6 horse. Here's the way things look for the rest of this day. Hopefully, a lot of winners in those numbers there, Mr. Terry. Any final thoughts from you before we part ways and head off for our weekends?
Yeah, going to ask you to pray for the people down in Southern California. It's really a mess down there, and it's really hard for everybody. They're losing a lot, losing some lives. And other than that, just stay safe in your own area, and we'll see you on Monday.
Yes, indeed. Best wishes and a speedy end, some divine grace and miracle that can put those fires out quicker than anybody anticipates at this moment. Right now, we appreciate any, collectively, if we all can send our prayers that way, who knows what will happen. No matter what you're at today, though, we certainly hope that for the rest of this weekend, until we get back together again, that you do indeed have God's grace, God's favor, and that every single thing that you do ends up in the place we hope all of our picks end up, Terry, and that is
the winner's circle.
Indeed. See you Monday for Parks in Pennsylvania. Make it a great and blessed weekend.